Guys, so today we're going to be doing numbers 36 through 40, I believe. Okay, so let's start. The larger of two numbers exceeds twice the smaller number by 8. The sum of twice the larger and 3 times the smaller is 65. If x is the smaller number, which equation below determines the correct value of x? Okay. So the larger of two numbers exceeds twice the smaller number by 8. So L equals 2 times x, since x is the smaller number, plus 8. The sum of twice the larger and 3 times the smaller number is 65. So 2L plus 3x equals 65. If my handwriting was better, I would be so happy. Now, if the x is a smaller number, which equation below determines the correct value of x? As you can see, we need to substitute L back into the equation. In this case, 2 times 2x plus 8 plus 3x equals 65. Okay, so this should be our answer. 2 times 2x plus 8 plus 3x equals 65. 2 times 2x plus 8 that's J. So our answer is J. Okay. It can get a little tiring. This is a fun job, but it's kind of tiring sometimes too. The next problem. Members of the fire department lean a 30-foot ladder against a building. The side of the building is perpendicular to the level ground so that the base of the ladder is 10 feet away from the base of the building. To the nearest foot, how far up the building does the ladder reach? We should draw a picture for this. So there's a 30-foot ladder right here. This is like the hypotenuse, 30 feet against a building. 30 feet. Building is right here. 30 feet ladder. The side of the building is perpendicular to the level ground so that the base of the ladder is 10 feet away from the base of the building. But let's say the level ground is here. We could say that this is 10 feet, even though that doesn't really look like 10 feet. How far up does the ladder reach? So this is a simple Pythagorean theorem problem. Let's just redraw the triangle so it makes a little bit more sense, as right now it does not look like a very well-proportioned problem. So here we have 30 and here we have 10, and we're looking for the height over here. What is the height? Remember the Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared, in which a and b are legs and c is the hypotenuse. Well, 30 in this case equals c. 10 you could consider a, and this unknown value is b. So 10 squared plus b squared equals 30 squared. And then you just solve for b. B squared equals 30 squared minus 10 squared. So b equals the square root of 30 squared minus 10 squared. We can solve this using a calculator or in our heads. 30 squared is 900, minus 10 squared is 100, so square root of 800 to the nearest foot. Remember, we're looking to the nearest foot. So square root of 800 is 28.2, so that would be about 28. C, our answer is C. Do 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 do. A square is circumscribed about a circle of 7-foot radius as shown below. A square is circumscribed about a circle of 7-foot radius as shown below. What is the area of the square in square feet? Well, if you look at this, this is actually a very simple problem. We're given the radius. Well, if we redraw this just a little bit, the radius is given this way, but the radius is actually in this way too. 7 feet. So that would make one side of the square 14 feet. Since when you circumscribe it, that circle center is actually the square center too. So 14 feet, what is the area of the square in square feet? 14 squared, 196. Alright, so that's number 38. So our next problem is number 39. The ratio of the side lengths for a triangle is exactly 12, 14 to 15. Sorry, that's my cousin. In a second triangle, similar to the first, the shortest side is 8 inches long. To the nearest tenth of an inch, what is the length of the longest side of the second triangle? The ratio of the side lengths for a triangle is exactly 12 to 14 to 15. In the second triangle, similar to the first, the shortest side is 8 inches long. To the nearest tenth of an inch, what is the length of the longest side of the second triangle? So remember that when two triangles are similar, they have the same ratio. So both triangles will have the 12 to 14 to 15 ratio. Okay, remember that triangles so let's just draw this. In a second triangle similar to the first, the shortest side is 8 inches long. 8. And we have a couple of longer sides. So if the shortest side is 8 inches long, then what 8 is the ratio for 12. Well, the first thing that we have to do is add all these numbers up. 12 plus 14 plus 15 equals so 12 plus 14 is 26 plus 15 is 26 plus 15, that would be 41. So this is within 41. So if the shortest side, which is the 12 ratio over here, is 8 inches, to 8. Well, the longest side then would have to be, seems like a tough problem. Let's look at the answer to this first and then figure out how this works. 39. 39 is B. Okay, so it says that the answer is apparently 10. So let's reread this problem. The ratio of the side lengths for a triangle is exactly 12 to 14 to 15. A second triangle similar to the first, the shortest side is 8 inches long. To the nearest tenth of an inch, what is the length of the longest side of the second triangle? So to the nearest tenth of an inch, what is the length of the longest side of the second triangle? So the best way to figure this out is we divide 8 by 12 to find what one of the ratio is. 8 over 12, which equals 8 divided by 12, which equals 2/3, 0.66 or whatever. From there, we want to multiply by 15 to find the largest side, and we get 10. So B is the answer. Sorry, that took a lot of thinking. It's a very challenging problem, but once you look into it, it's pretty easy. Yeah, sometimes, even though I'm not a big fan of checking the answer, sometimes I do check the answer just for practice. Okay, so let's go to our final problem for today. number 40. In the figure below, ABCD is a trapezoid. E lies on AD, and angle measures are marked. What is the measure of angle BDC? Okay, so we're looking for this angle right here. E lies on AD. Okay, that makes sense right here. And angle measures are marked. Okay, we have that. So one of the things that we should mention is that this line BC is parallel to this line AD. So yeah, they're parallel to each other. So we should like draw a little bit of a triangle. That's how we denote that they're parallel to each other. Okay, that does not look like a triangle, but whatever. You get the picture. So since these are parallel and this is an intersecting line, there is a rule that states, edit undoing stroke, states that this angle is equal to this angle. These are opposite angles. So this is 30 degrees actually. If you remember, angle ADE is a straight angle, which means that it equals 180 degrees. So we're given that angle CDE equals 105 degrees. So now what we have to do in order to find angle BDC, angle BDC is equal to 180 minus 30 minus 105. So it's 180 minus 135, and that would be 45 degrees. Right? Wait, let me think. Yeah. 45 degrees. K should be the answer. Yeah, let's just check that on the calculator. 180 minus 135, 45, yeah. Okay. So that's our question for today, or our questions for today. Please see me on the next video. Goodbye.